as he does every single Monday after a game on Sunday. The head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, joins us here on the Burns Gambo Show. Coach, welcome back to the show. We appreciate the time, man. How we doing today?
Well, better days. That didn't feel great, but we're back at it.
Yeah, I gotta start with this. Do you have a parking space at the Cardinals facility, like your own parking space?
No.
You don't. You can just park anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a parking space here, and I keep parking in the wrong spot.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Burnsy's come in twice in the last 2 weeks and be like, "Hey, dude, you parked in the wrong spot." So I was just curious if you've ever done that.
What you should do, Burnsy, is just park in Gambo's spot.
To really mess him up, I'm worried he's losing his mind, Coach.
I'm worried I'm starting to lose. I was just wondering if you had. So you don't even have your own private spot there. You have to park with all the other schleps, huh?
Because parking around here is a little limited. So all the players have assigned spots, and I tell everybody else, get in where you fit in, man.
All right. So you're not very special. You don't have your own spot.
No, I don't.
All right, good to know. I thought if you did, maybe you would have some advice for me as I keep parking in the wrong spot. But we'll save that for another day.
Find your name on the concrete and park there.
That's a great idea. Maybe I spray paint. I might spray paint my name on the parking spot.
You can do that, or you put one of those things on the stick and a sign that says Gambo.
That's a good idea.
Italian flag, and they'll know. Don't park there.
An Italian flag. It might be the way to go. All right, we'll get into the game in a second, but I heard you were just giving the injury news. Zay Jones out for the year, and Walter Nolan with a knee injury. I know you had, I think, 7 guys ended up leaving that football game yesterday not to return. So if you could do it again with us, just give us the update on how bad the injuries are.
Yeah, so Zay Jones is going to be done for the year. He's going to go to IR. Simi Fehoko, he's got an arm. We're still kind of but he's going to miss some time. And everybody else, we'll see kind of how it comes out the week that's ahead. I don't exactly know what it looks like, as we sit here today going into playing San Francisco. But hopefully we'll, rebound from our bumps and bruises and be ready to go.
All right, that's a really good football team. It might be the best in the NFL. So, losing to them, I'm not surprised. It's a really good football team. But you guys got down 35-0. A lot of things went their way. Nothing really went your way. I think the obvious question is, you worked all week to get ready for this game. Did you feel like you were prepared for the start of that football game?
Yeah, 100%. I felt really good going into that game. But, that plans changed, huh? They got to say, too, I told the team today, no one should be looking around why that happened. We all had our hand in that. And, on defense, you give up 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives. And on offense, and, 2 out of the first 3 drives, they take the ball away and score. You find yourself down a really big hole. So, obviously, not the result we wanted, not how we got that result, how we wanted it. And, you're really fighting uphill there early in the game with how that game fell out.
Now that you've got, time to process and look back on it, when it comes to their defense versus your offensive line, was it mental mistakes? Was it physical mistakes? And I'm sure there's going to be a combination of kind of all of the above. The scheme that they were running, when you look back on it, all of those pressures, what did you find the root cause of it to be, Coach?
Yeah, it's probably a blend of everything, truthfully. One, they got us. Another one we handled pretty good. A couple different ones we handled pretty good. We're on the right people, but they won their one-on-ones. We didn't. I would say a couple other ones, we got to get the ball out of his hand, and there's different ways to do that. We got to get the ball out of his hand. But credit to them, they did a good job, and I thought we had a plan to, go in and try to negate 99 a little bit, and they had some compliments off of it. So, and then I would say that when that game fell out of balance early, when it's known pass, you're going to be swimming upstream versus a really good front.
So many of your games this year in particular, almost all of your games, have been close, one score, right down to the end, fourth quarter. When you've got one like this, is it when you watch it back on the film, is it easier to diagnose what you guys did when it's something as blatant as it was yesterday, when it's so one-sided as it was yesterday? Does that make it easier to go back and find the mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, they're all it's never really hard to, when you watch the tape, to figure out the reasons why you lost the game. That one is a lot different than the games that this year, that how they've kicked out is we got down a lot really early. And that was like I said, with the team, that was easy to see why. But I do appreciate, being down that much coming out of half. I felt like we had a chance to get back in it. You had a chance in the red zone there to cut it to a 2-score game with a little bit of time left in the third, and who knows, but ultimately couldn't dig ourselves out. But yeah, they know exactly why that happened.
You guys went up tempo to start the second half. You had a terrific drive. Unfortunately, it 4th and goal at the 2, incomplete. I believe it was to Bam, incomplete. And but the up tempo seemed to work a little bit. Did you like what you ran out of that?
Yeah. I mean, that was a necessity a little bit where the score was, but Jacoby operates well in those situations. And honestly, the first time we played him, we got back into that. We were down a lot in that game too, not quite that much, but some of the up-tempo stuff worked against them. So you try to mix it if you think it's the best thing, but honestly, that was a decision made of where the score was, and you're going to start running out of possessions if you play normal ball. So decided to start tempo on that thing a little bit.
What was their defense on Marvin Harrison Jr.? I know Pritchett made the incredible play on him on the 4th and 5, in that second half. That was a really good defensive play. But you guys really struggled to get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. in this game. What did you see?
Yeah, I think, a combination of, just they're a little bit off here and there. I mean, there's a couple times that he won that couldn't get the ball to him. A couple times that was probably 50-50. The DBs made good plays. I think, we got to continue to feature him and get the ball in his hands because he's a premier playmaker for us. So we got to uptick that production there. There's no doubt.
You talked about the fight that your team showed getting back into this thing. I think you had said after yesterday's game, where you've been in moments like this where you can just tell the team just wants to go home, and you didn't see that yesterday. What do you look for in the second half of a game like that when you're looking to see that your team is still engaged in a moment like that when things get so sideways so quickly on you like that?
Yeah, I would say effort and physicality. I always say effort and hitting. And we weren't turning anything down, and we did not stop playing hard. And like I said, I told the media that, did you think you're going to respond the way you guys did? I said, you never, play in your mind if you're down 35. What does it look like?
Right.
But I figured that. I would have bet that, and I was right. So it was good to see, and that's the fabric of our guys that we have. We got a good locker room, good leaders, good captains, good leadership committee, good vets, and the coaches too. They're not pointing fingers, and they're trying to solve problems. And, at halftime, it was a collective effort how we try to get back in the game. And like I said, we had a couple chances to really get back in the game. We just didn't get it done.
I know you took full responsibility after the game. I heard your comments afterwards on, on the loss. This is a tough division. I mean, it might be the best division in all of football. It's really tough. But you're now 0-6 against Seattle and 3-12 against the NFC West. When you look in the mirror, what are some of the things you need to do to get this turned around so this team can have some success in the division?
Yeah, it's not good enough. Obviously, you got to win division games. Your best path to get in the playoffs is winning your division, and we haven't done enough. But we got another opportunity this week, so that's what we're going to try to do. And I'm excited about that challenge. But there's no doubt we got to be better.
Coach, as always, we appreciate the conversation.
Italian
Best of luck
flag.
this
I'm
week.
going to go put one out there.
Gambo's going to go put a flag in the parking lot as we speak.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
have a good
Coach.
week.
Thanks,
You too.
Coach.
Okay. Coach Jonathan Gannon, our guest here on the Burns and Gambo Show for his weekly visit.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.